Well, hello everybody, Geekenders, one and all. I hope you're doing well. It is Thursday. It is 9 p.m. in the UK, but that's not where I am. It's 3 p.m. here in Mexico City. Wherever you are on this football we call planet Earth, your Thursday starts here. So we, as always, are going to discuss some Star Wars news, of which there is none. Not going to lie, there is none. Actually, there's a couple of things that I'm going to bring up in this week's alleged entertainment, but it's not a healthy week in terms of Star Wars news. But if you're new here, if you're watching in the future, aka on the replay, drop me a comment. If you're here live, get involved in the chat. It's always very interactive. And I'll tell you what we are going to talk about in a moment. But first of all, just a few hellos in the chat from Chad, who unfortunately cannot make it this time. Well, Chad, there'll be no problem completing this stream in 30 minutes or less. It's not going to be a problem this week. Hello to Jane Flakes as well, and Glenn the Geeky Hippie saying some good stuff there. Don't forget to hit that like button, people. And Peter's here as well over in the Netherlands. Hope you're doing well there, Peter. And Ubnunga over in New Zealand is in the house as well. David Milano. I've got nothing to talk about, so I might as well just sing David Milano's name for the next 28 minutes or something. Content. Quality content right there. Simon D is here as well, which reminds me, David, I need to send you Simon's prequel cut. I have been sending them out already, and I missed you off. Sorry, because we did it on Instagram, didn't we? And I was replying to emails. So I'm going to send that to you very soon. Don't you worry. In fact, can you send me your email on Instagram, David, please? That might be easier. Power Droid Girls here as well. Don't forget to hit the like button. Very good point. Very good point. And Clay's is in the house as well. Always good to see Clay's there. And yeah, so in terms of the lack of news, this is what I have got for you. We have this, which was nice to see. Star Wars Return of the Jedi joins the National Film Registry. So this is in the United States of America, and it's therefore been celebrated for its impact on American culture and film. So according to this surely not biased article, at least on the official Star Wars website, Return of the Jedi is receiving one of film's greatest honors, which is cool. I feel like Return of the Jedi is slightly underrated. In my opinion, I am a big fan of Return of the Jedi. And yeah, it's been accepted. Apparently 25 films were up for selection. And based on a number of public votes, the greatest number of public votes of 6,150, Return of the Jedi was chosen. And then there was a consultation with the National Film Preservation Board, which includes some big names in there. Scorsese, Christopher Nolan. Yeah, lots of big names, all good company there. So Jedi has made it in. Right, there's that. What else? Oh, Book of Boba. The thing is, we're not going to be short of news soon. Hello to David as well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We're not going to be short of news soon. But this is definitely one of the driest weeks I've had in terms of this stream and trying to find content to talk about. Because also, don't forget, I don't really do too much on the rumors side of things. I do sometimes when we're really scraping the barrel. But to be honest, I couldn't even find any interesting rumors or believable rumors, should we say. But it's quite an interesting article in The Hollywood Reporter. They've spoken to Robert Rodriguez and Dave Filoni ahead of the Book of Boba Fett release, which of course starts streaming on December 29th, so not long to go now. There is a long article, it's a good interview, but a few interesting sections that I've highlighted here to pick out for the stream, one from Rodriguez, one from Filoni. Here's the Rodriguez one. So he said that he usually avoids premiere properties because you'll never be able to please everybody. It's a losing game. And I think anyone involved in recent Star Wars could relate to that sentiment. Anyway, he continues to say, I'd rather do something I've created so nobody can say, hey, that's wrong, because, again, something that all Star Wars creators, I'm sure, can relate to. So he's basically saying if he creates something fresh, something new, nobody can talk to him like that. Anyway, some more words from him. I love that freedom. That changed with Boba because he was a character that was always underserved. It was a character way more popular than he should have been based on his limited screen time. So it's almost like starting with an original character. You can kind of do anything you want, so long as you make him cool and don't make him a buffoon, which arguably you could say he did become in Return of the Jedi, as he apparently perished in the Sarlacc pit. But yeah, quite interesting because, you know, he has taken a premiere property, as he called it, but at the same time, Boba, despite being this iconic character, was this very mysterious character. So in many ways, there's a lot of room to play with there, and there's no wrongs or rights. So that's a kind of interesting angle on it. And I also know that on the other hand, some people are against this because they liked the mystery of Boba Fett. You know, they didn't want the lid to be lifted, but the lid is being lifted, so we have to live with it. And I think he's absolutely right to say there's almost a blank canvas with this iconic character. And it is bizarre that he has his own series. It really is. Like something like 6 minutes of screen time in the original trilogy, like a handful of lines. It is crazy. And Filoni always says some interesting stuff, just talking about why he thinks Boba's so popular, despite the 6 minutes of screen time. He said, I think the design of the costume, especially the helmet, is iconic. The details from the dent on the crown of the helmet, the emblems, scuff marks, cloak and braids, all spoke of a greater story and adventure that the character had experienced. I think it was always fun to imagine what those adventures were. Now we get to tell some of them. There's also something in the article where they talk about, here it is. So if some of you are a little bit, I don't know, a little bit meh towards what we've seen so far in terms of trailers, this is quite interesting. This is from Rodriguez. He said, we can't use, so he said that so far what we've seen in the trailers are basically footage from the 7 episodes, the opening minutes, from the opening minutes of the episodes. We can't use the second half of the first episode. Oh, so is it the first? So basically, I think it's from the opening minutes of the first episode. That's what we've seen so far. He says we can't use the second half of the first episode because it gives so much away. And that's cool. That's cool. You know, I wouldn't say I've been underwhelmed with what I've seen so far, but I'm not like super, super pumped for this series. But the idea that they are holding back, you know, excites me. It excites me some. Right, everybody. Hey, Oppo's in the house. Always good to have a Jedi Council member. You're in Russia, aren't you, Oppo, if I remember correctly? Good to see you here on the stream. And hello to Phil Hawkins as well. Chandler says it's too late for Boba Fett, just like it was too late for Luke and Han to come back, but it's what we're getting. It is what we're getting. It is what we're getting. But if it's not what you want, you haven't got too long to wait till something else. 2022 is going to be a big, busy year in the old Wars of Stars. But yeah, so there is that. I did tell you, by the way, it is a very, very slow news week. Right, one more link I've got. So we know about the Boba Fett. We know a lot more about Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, than we do about Andor. Swedish legendary actor Stellan Skarsgård has done one of those interviews where he's there to talk about something that's not Star Wars. And of course, because now he's attached to Star Wars, he gets asked about Star Wars. But of course, he can't actually talk about Star Wars. But that doesn't stop websites like this, even people like me, creating whole stories about the fact he said nothing about Star Wars. But still, we're struggling for news this week, so we're going to read it anyway. What did he say? Legendary actor. What a superb actor. It's great to have him in the Star Wars universe. He didn't say that, by the way. I'm saying that about him. So anyway, obviously, as I said, he's been asked about it, and this is what he said. I don't know what to say because they are very secretive and you have to sign so many papers. And to get the script, you have to have a sort of double verification and you still can't read it. It's a very childish and weird world to enter in that sense. But I was happy to do it. First of all, because the writing is really good. It's the same writer that did Rogue One. And also to work with Diego Luna, who's an old friend. So I was excited by that. And then my character is, well, you'll see. It's fun to play because he has a lot of different phases to show. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Star Wars universe. I've always said that I'm looking forward to Andor anyway. I think there's a lot to play with in that kind of dark underworld time for the rebellion. But yeah, there we go. That's the news, everybody. How are you doing in the chat? By the way, yeah, there was a number of writers in the end for Rogue One. By the way, Chandler's got it. Chandler wins the best joke award of the stream. Boba will always be disintegrating. Very good, Chandler. Very good. Alexandra Starr, hope you're doing good. No idea about what's going on with Star Wars right now. Not watched any shows for a while due to hectic work life, but cannot wait for Boba's book to arrive. Well, it's going to arrive soon. I hope your life will not be too hectic to stop you watching it. Alexandra, Stella Skebard. Yeah, anyway, I did tell you it was a really slow week. But can I also do a couple of little plugs, please? Because do you know what? A short stream really suits me because I'm editing today. So as soon as I finish this, I'm carrying on finishing the the latest episode. It's been a little while of These Are the Actors You're Looking For, the Star Wars interview series that most of you know this channel for. There's a teaser at the moment. So there's your guest, Silas Carson, who played Coyote-Mundi, Newt Gunray, and 2 other characters in the prequel trilogy as well. So there's a teaser. I've linked to it in the video description. I know some of you have seen it already. Go and check it out, yeah. And also, if you like this channel for some of the non-Star Wars content as well, maybe the movie location series where they made that no longer happens on this channel, but I had filmed a load which I still want to release. So I've got a second channel which I won't be updating very often, but I've linked to it in the video description here. If you wouldn't mind going to subscribe, ignore the title, ignore the banner and stuff. It's all got to be changed. It's irrelevant. But in the next few days there'll be a new Where They Made That episode, which will be going on Patreon first for The Matrix, because I was in Sydney, Australia a few years ago and filmed a few locations there for the original Matrix. And of course, the new one's coming out in it. So what a time to release that on a new channel. I say new channel, it's like an old channel that I had. So there are a few subscribers on it who are soon going to unsubscribe because they definitely didn't subscribe for Matrix and Star Wars and stuff like that. It was when I was doing more music interviews and things. But anyway, let me just pop over to the chat. Yeah, Oppo, Silas is a great guy. He's a great actor as well. There's so many underrated actors in this world, and especially that have been involved with Star Wars. But in a way, when they get to play these iconic characters in Star Wars, even though we may not necessarily see them, at least they get some sort of platform, you know, because of people like us. Yeah, Phil, you've subscribed already. I've seen you pop up on it. Yeah, thank you, my friend. But ignore the title. It's all been changed at some point. Yeah, Skelly Wren. Hope you're doing well. I will be doing Book of Boba Fett reviews like I've done in the past. I will recreate me in the past doing reviews. But I think we'll take next week off, to be honest, from the stream. Because after that is the Book of Boba Fett week, and we're going to be busy for a while after that. So I think as it's the holiday season, I think we'll take next week off, if that's all right with you guys. Please copy it. I've missed some comments, so copy and paste them back in if they are relevant still. They were definitely longer streams in the shed. Ironically, when I shouldn't have been doing longer streams because I was like either melting or freezing. Good old shed. Glad you enjoyed the teaser, Jane. Thank you. And Alex says, okay, not Star Wars news, but Star news. I saw an awesome meteor last night, bright green and rather impressive. Something to do with the Geminis. Oh, the Matrix. Yes, Alexandra. I'll take any news right now. I'll take your Star news, meteor news, Matrix news, Eclipse news. With the video game, I did see the trailer. And Clays asks, does anyone know what gaming platform Star Wars Eclipse will be on? I don't know. Does anybody know for Clays here? I saw the trailer, though, and as a non-gamer, it kind of like, I used to be a gamer. It kind of maybe started at least to reignite the old gamer in me. It was a very good, very cinematic trailer. Abnunga's come back to you, Clays. looking at their past games, Windows and PlayStation at least. So I hope one of those is an answer that you wanted to hear, Glaze. Simon D, Return of the Jedi is my favorite of the OT. Not the best, but my go-to if I want to just chill with a classic fun film. Man, that sums it up for me as well. I agree. It's not the best, but absolutely. If you just want to chill, if you're maybe a little bit hungover or something, and you just want some good fun unfolding in front of you, and also some deep cut moments as well. You know, there's some great moments with Luke, Vader, the Emperor. Yeah, what a film. What a film. I'm going to rewatch over Christmas, I think. Clay seems happy with that answer, so thank you to Abnunga. And Glenda Geeky says James Webb Space Telescope is launching in the next couple of weeks. There's so much news outside of Star Wars. I'm doing the wrong channel. Hey, Gaz Nottingham's here as well. Also thinks Eclipse looks awesome. It must be next gen. So Gaz is saying Xbox Series X and PS5. High Republic is kicking it right now. Simon D, I understand Star Wars 77 still hasn't been added to the film registers. They want the 77 theatrical and Lucas doesn't. Oh, okay. So, right. So Lucas wants the special edition to go in, I assume, which kind of makes sense because that's his Star Wars, isn't it, as far as he's concerned. I did wonder if the others hadn't made it in. So has Empire made it in? I didn't have time because, like, I just looked that up before I came online, so I didn't have time to look if the others are in. I'm assuming the prequels aren't in. They should be. But, yeah, is Empire in? Anyway, everybody, I think this might be the shortest ever stream in the world. But I do hope there's all good news in your worlds, everyone. And thank you for joining me again. Thank you to everybody who's been here. Everybody who's working in the future, watching in the future. Don't work in the future. Working's for mugs, man. Just watch. I think it pays bills. And yeah, thank you to all Patreon members as well. So yeah, I'm sorry there's no news. I don't control the news. I don't make the news. What's Power Droid Girl saying? I can't watch the end of Return of the Jedi without thinking about that scene in Spaced when Tim had shown Brian the trilogy for the first time. I need to rewatch Spaced as well. That's going to be something for Christmas too. Yeah, I want a Lord of the Rings extended edition marathon rewatch as well. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Power Droid Girl. Yeah, and Merry Christmas to all of you. To you, Simon, everybody here as well. Thank you very much. And also Skelly Wren saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. So yeah, so I guess we won't do a stream next week unless there's some big news. But after that, it is the start of the Book of Boba Fett. So don't you worry. We'll be doing the normal stream and there'll be the review as well. So there's loads to come. And also don't forget, there will be these are the actors you're looking for coming back on Tuesday. You'll get it early on Patreon. Don't you worry, people on Patreon. And Peter, I think you said that recently. You went quite recently. Was it this year you went to see the 4K Lord of the Rings in cinema? I bet that was insane. I'm sure I remember you mentioning that in a previous stream. I do not have a Star Wars advent calendar. I don't have an advent calendar. I've not seen any in Mexico. Maybe it's not a thing in Mexico. You know there is a Star Wars Lego one. Does that mean you've got a Star Wars Lego? You have, haven't you, Phil? You have. David, Merry Christmas. May the force be with you to all Geekenders out there. And Merry Christmas from David Milano. 12th of December, Peter went. So it was really recent. No, okay, maybe you... No. That was like 4 days ago. Did you tell me ages ago that you were going to see it, maybe, that you'd booked tickets? Or have I had a weird dream about you, Peter, and the Lord of the Rings in 4K? Anyway, I don't know. But I hope to see you all. Yeah, if not next week, probably not next week. I knew you'd have a Doctor Who one, Phil. Then I will definitely see you, if not next week, the week after, everyone, okay? But loads of content still coming out next week. Well, I say loads. The return of These Are the Actors You're Looking For. What more could you want in your lives? All right, everyone, thank you. And if we don't speak before, have a great Christmas. We will speak before the new year, at least, because Book of Boba Fett starts on the 29th. So we'll see you all soon. You know what happens now? We got to start waving, everybody. Keep waving until the end broadcast happens, because there's always a bit of a lag. Keep waving.